You want to know like what's freaking crazy is I have been waiting to record this video for so long because I'm like I don't want to look that crazy. I want to look like I have my life kind of put together. But not like to the point that I'm like I know everything and everything's going really fine. Like not that put together, but like physically and like have the right camera and microphone for this. But it seemed like I kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed to just authentically be me, even though that's as a Leo, I think something like in our ego is like, no, we need to look our best for everything that we do because we feel like our appearance is like the number one thing that's important. And even though I'm slowly getting rid of that, I'm like, I have to have the best camera, I have to have the best microphone, I need to have like, I don't know, like the best content, right? Like, I need it to look professional because that's how people are going to, like, I guess, see me. The appearance for me is just so important. But I'm slowly letting go of that. I'm just like, you know what? If I have a message and the sun's not going in the right direction, it's windy, it's noisy, I don't care. I'm gonna do it no matter what. Like, what the hell? I'm already saying, like, I'm gonna be saying crazy, crazy stuff. So, um, if you've if you make it to that part, if you make it that far, then I know that this message was for you, like specifically for you, because what I'm going to say is going to be really woo woo, like extremely woo woo. But like, I've been following a couple of Oracle and Tarot readers for channeled messages and stuff. Um, Natasha, I hope I'm saying her name right, Mia Soul, Freya, and Jadina. Like those have been like my top ones to like watch and like listen to because it seems like every single time they post a video, I'm just like, how the hell do you know that? Like I'm just like, I haven't been posting anything. I haven't been like too open about anything, so I'm like, how would they know that this is how I feel and that all of this is happening? Okay, so the first crazy thing that I've gotten because so whenever I say meditate, I say that I meditate for like 3 to 4 hours, and that's like not enough time for me. Like if I could meditate, I would meditate from like sunrise to sunset. Honestly, like that would be me. If the weather is like beautiful enough, I would come out here and meditate all day if I could. That's how passionate and how in love I am with it. And whenever I like say meditate, I don't mean like asking myself constantly like who am I or like seeking answers like for all 3 4 hours that I'm out here meditating. Like I'm out here and I'm just like being present because literally all of my life I wasn't able to be present. I was always like disassociating and like worrying about so many things that never even mattered. Never. Like, I've let go of so much stuff that I'm just like, so I spent like 25 years of my life worrying about all of this when I could have just been myself the whole time. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, we're judging each other because we're just trying to be ourselves. That's that's weird. But I think maybe like I was just holding myself back this whole time because I would ask questions. Like I have been the type of person to ask questions all the time. Like literally, if I can ask a question, I'm gonna ask it, and if they don't know it, then I'm gonna ask Google, and if Google doesn't know it, then I'm gonna ask TikTok. Like I don't stop until I know the answer for something. Like I need the why behind everything. But for some reason, I never asked why when it came to life. You know, whenever like my parents would be like, this is how you're supposed to look, I never really questioned it. I guess maybe I did, and maybe I just stopped questioning things and just went by the guidebook that I was given and was never like questioning or asking why, which now as an adult I kept asking myself like, why do I have these fears and why do I have all of these like standards that I obviously cannot reach right now, right? Like, why do I have these standards for life? And like, why am I disappointed if these standards aren't fulfilled? Like, and I think that's whenever I knew like I had to let go of a lot of shit. Like, there was no stopping me having to let go of things. And I think that was the hardest thing I ever did, was like sit down with myself and like take accountability that like I had been missing out on so much stuff in life because I was caring about like, you know, what I sounded like, what I looked like, how I would walk, how I would sit down. Like, every little part of my life I judged. Like, every single bit of my life I judged like so harshly. And I just felt like, well, if it was judged all of my life, I need to continue this judgment, right? Like, it just felt obvious. Like, I have to continue it. I did not know anything else. And I forgave myself. There was a lot of forgiving having to be done because, like, I felt like I missed out a lot of my childhood and like teenage years and young adult years, like caring and thinking that what I was told as a kid was true. Like, I couldn't trust myself, you know, or like comparing me to so many other people, like, you're not as beautiful as so and so, or, you know, you're not as smart as so and so. Like, being told that as a kid, like, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, I think it affects people more than they realize. It affects them way more than you think, to the point that it feels like you can't even enjoy life because, like, what's the point? Like, and then I let go of everything, and I'm just like, is this how everyone's been feeling? Like, this, like no one exists but you kind of feeling, but knowing that other people exist and like appreciating and understanding that meeting people is such a beautiful like feeling. Like, I feel like every single person that you meet has a purpose, and every single like vessel that comes up to you has a message for you. Like, I truly deeply believe that every conversation that I've ever had has been meaningful. And I know that a lot of people don't take life so seriously or don't take it so deeply, but it's not that I'm taking it so seriously, but I'm just like understanding that like everything that's happening in life is like a miracle and a blessing. And I feel like sometimes we're always like, well, I didn't like this experience that I had. And I'm like, well, you didn't have to continue the experience. You know, a lot of people are like, well, I don't really like this job. And in my head, I'm just like, well, then you don't have to continue. But then they're just like, I have to because my bills need to get paid. And I completely understand whenever you have that feeling where you're just like, my bills need to get paid, so I have no other choice. Like, I have no other choice but to, you know, work at this job that I don't like. And I feel like slowly letting go of that fear of like I can't do anything without money, I think needs to be like let go of. And I know how scary that is because that's literally what I'm trying to let go of. So I feel like if I like convince myself that I'm trying to do it, then after a couple of videos, I'll be like, this is how I did it. I just had to slowly detach, even though it feels weird, even though it feels odd to like let go of it and just be like, you know, it's really not that important. Well, inside of you, you're just like, oh shit, no. I have that shit on a fucking pedestal. Like, I think just being honest with yourself and saying that, like, I don't want it to be on a pedestal, but it is. You know, like, really calling all your shit out. Like, I want people to love me, but I can't give love out. And I'm slowly starting to realize that the more love I put out, the more love that I get. And I'm just like, why do these messages that come through have to just make sense? Why do they have to, like, actually work when I apply them into my life. Like, and so one of them is, if you don't feel safe, you need to be vulnerable. And I'm just like, I'm not vulnerable because I don't feel safe. But I kept getting the message, you have to be vulnerable in order to feel safe. Oh, that was a. I think I think I said that without thinking, and now I heard it, and now I'm like, oh shit, like that's really true. Like, now I'm like sitting back and I'm realizing, like, holy shit, no, that was true. Like, I had to like really, really be vulnerable in order to feel safe. So now, like, I've been vulnerable to the people around me, and they like listened, right? They like completely understood and listened, and just like sent me so much love. And so I'm like, oh, so that was true. I had to be vulnerable in order to feel safe. But I have been like wanting to make these type of videos for a really long time. But I think me just kind of as Leo, like, even though I'm like letting go of all these judgments, I have to like, it's so weird because you have to let them go while you're still feeling them, which is such a weird concept. Like, by making these videos and knowing that people can hear me and like, you never know how many people will watch a video that you post, right? And so I'm always like, man, but I don't want to be seen or heard. That's like something that I'm a little afraid of. That's something I really don't want to get out of my comfort zone. So if you're saying 1212 everywhere, you're getting the message that you need to get out of your comfort zone. Because every single time I got that number 1212, it would be, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And I would be like, I don't have a comfort zone. I'm good with change. When in reality, it's like, oh, it's easy to say that I don't mind being heard, or seen, but in reality, it's not the fact of being heard or seen necessarily. It's the fact of being like heard and seen by being your authentic self. Like, I never really said any of these things out loud because I'm just like, man, what if like no one understands what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna feel like that little kid that like, would say all of this weird shit, and like everyone would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I'm just like, you know what? I If I can be vulnerable in my real life and see all the love and safety come back and be like, wow, my voice is being heard, you know, then maybe I need to be vulnerable with myself, like this. Because, so what's weird is what confirmations are so weird how they come. Trust me, like how confirmations come is just super weird. So listen to this. So I didn't know what I wanted to post on, right? So I was like, I want to post on TikTok and I want to post on YouTube, but I can't decide which one because I'm already pretty exhausted while meditating and like while letting go of a lot of shit. Like, I'm just so tired that sometimes like I'm not gonna have the energy to do both and like interact with both of them all of the time, because I feel like with TikTok, shorter videos do better, and then on YouTube, I don't know, it really depends, because like some short videos do really well, but I think if that's the message is in a short video, then it's in a short video, but if it's on a long video, then it does well either way. Because like all of these oracle readers and these tarot readers have been saying that like they completely trust the universe with their algorithm, and I'm just like, man, maybe I have to let go of that like control of having to be like, I have to post this on a certain day at a certain time for it to be seen, or it needs to be this length in order to be seen. I need to like let myself know, like, no matter what length this is, no matter if it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes or a whole hour, it's going to be seen and it's going to be heard by the right people. But Now, if you've made it this far, then I know that this message is 100% for you, or that you need to hear this message at least. So, some of the woo woo stuff that I've been getting pretty much is like a feeling that I've gotten right. I want to say it was either on the 27th or the 28th. I think it was on the 27th of February. But this message is timeless, so you may feel like this at any time. But so this day, I literally felt like I was giving birth to myself. And that sounds so weird saying it out loud. Trust me, whenever I wrote it down in my journal, I was like, maybe that's a little too woo woo for me, right? And I'm like, no, if it came in while I was meditating, then it had to be something I have to go with. And it's so weird because I'm on that step of trusting myself, and I keep telling myself I do trust myself, and then that message came through and I'm like, nah. And I'm just like, oh, so maybe I don't trust myself as much as I thought I did. But I'm trying to like let these messages come in and then actually see like which one is resonating with me. So it was so weird because on the 27th I had this like stomach pain that came out of nowhere. And when I say nowhere, I literally mean nowhere. Well, I think it's from a food that I ate, but that food typically never really gives me stomach pain, so it was never like an option. But it was so weird because like literally 2 hours before, like I felt so good, I felt on top of the world. You know, we were entering March, and I've been having like so many like messages that March is going to be full of blessings, March is going to be full of blessings. And I kept saying, okay, I'm so ready for all of them. And then boom, out of nowhere I felt this like huge pain that I didn't even know where it came from. And then the pain gradually got worse and worse and worse to the point that I was like stuck in bed. I felt cold even though it was so hot in the room, but there was nothing I could do. I was just full of chills. And I remember my husband asking me like, "Do you want to go to the hospital?" And I was like, "No, I think I'm okay. I think everything's okay. Like I think I need to feel this pain. For some reason it feels like this is going to be important." But I didn't say that to him because I was like, if I say that to him, he's gonna be like, what in the hell are you talking about? But I just wanted to be like, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna get through this. And then I did get through it. Then I woke up the next morning and I literally saw, I forgot who said that, if it was Natasha or Jadina. I think it was Jadina. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Um, but I think she was saying that like you like she was getting this vision of like someone giving birth to themselves. I hope I'm like remembering that channel right, but like I remember just sitting there and having to pause the video and just being like, I got that message and it just felt too woo woo for me. But she also felt like, I'm getting this vision and it feels crazy to me, but I'm going to say it anyways. And so maybe it's time for me to just be like, who cares how crazy this shit sounds? Like, I'm gonna write it down and I'm going to look at it. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Because I'm not too sure like what I want to do quite yet. Maybe because I keep getting this like this message that I'm just having to share my experiences. Like I'm not having to do anything else but to share like the messages that I'm getting or like the experiences that I'm getting, like letting go of things. So I'm not too sure where this is gonna go, but I think this is kind of what I'm gonna be doing because I love talking, I love yapping, and I love sharing my experiences. And I just saw 3 little birds fly. Um, that may be significant for you. I'm outside, and I used to try to do videos inside of my house, but it just felt so weird. I felt like, I don't even like being inside. I love being outside. And so I would be like, I want to do messages outside, but I was like, but it's too noisy. Sometimes it doesn't feel that great. Sometimes it's too cold. And I had all of these excuses of not doing it. And I was just like, you know what, whatever. It's so windy today. And I was like, there's so much noise. And I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I feel like that's like the perfect time. And I was like, but I don't even have the right camera, I don't even have the right microphone. And I was like, who cares? I'm just gonna do it. Like, I was like, do they really think that do I really think that that's what they're gonna care about? Because honestly, I've seen like if Freya like did messages like literally with no lights on, or Jadina or any of them did messages with any of their lights off, I would listen to them because like it doesn't even matter what they look like in the video because the messages that they're giving is literally like the most important thing. Like anytime I see like a video come up from them, I'm just like, oh my god, like this is gonna be all the confirmations I've been waiting for. Like, and some of the things that they say, this vision that I'm getting is really weird, and I'm usually like, yeah, it's probably gonna be for me. And then they come out and say it, and I'm just like, yeah, I knew it. It was gonna be for me, a confirmation for me to just be like, it sounds crazy, but honey, it's not as crazy as you think. So, 2111, I just saw, if that's significant. But I had always been wanting to do these videos and just plan them out and be like, I'm gonna read all of these channeled notes that I always get. Like, I need this to be perfect. I need to be in control of everything about my surroundings and, you know, everything. Like, I don't want people to listen to me and hear me. And I'm just like, do you know, there's gonna be a lot of people that maybe watch this video. Like, there's a slight chance that a lot of people can watch this video. So, like, what's the point? What's the point in being like, but I don't want to be loud, I don't want to take up space. And I'm just like, I'm letting all of that go. I'm letting all of that go. And I'm hoping that you can hear me correctly because I don't have a special microphone or anything on this quite yet. I really need to get one. I have the little TikTok one. If you're thinking about buying a microphone and you're don't buy that little TikTok one. The little TikTok one does not sound that great, and it doesn't even let you know how much battery it has left because it had like 22 I just saw, and it doesn't even let you know how much battery it has left. So you don't even know when to charge it. It just because one day it just like completely disconnected, and I was like recording a video, and whenever I was done halfway through the video, it was just using some other kind of microphone, I guess, and it just did not sound correct. So if you've been thinking about buying that, just save your $9 and buy something else because it's not that worth it. But I mean, if it's the only thing you can get and you have like really now like noisy environments, then I would say maybe it's worth it, I guess. I have a Google Pixel, so it has like a built-in like sound enhancement. So even if you don't have a microphone, this is what it sounds like. So it's extremely windy today, like extremely windy, and you can tell by like the phone shaking, my hair going everywhere. But I was like, you know what? I feel like I've loved Freya's videos, even if she was uncomfortable, even if she had to move around a lot, or even with Jadina, whenever like all of her I hope I'm saying her name right, when all of the lights go off and it's just her in the dark talking, I'm like, I could listen to her do this, even if one day she's like, I haven't posted a video because lights weren't working. Like all of us would have been like, we would have listened to you no matter what. But oh, I think one of I keep thinking I keep getting distracted, so I hope you're following with me. But I think it came out now because maybe it needed to come out now. But I have been getting these like messages like you're a Malcolm, then Master Alchemist, right? I kept getting that message over and over again, and again it was kind of like a woo woo kind of message. So I didn't know if it's like anytime I get these type of messages, I'm always like, what do I do with them? Like, do I integrate them to my life and like tell myself that I'm a master alchemist, or do I share that with you guys and then that's a confirmation for someone? Like, it's so confusing, like, to know when to trust, when to post a video, when to write a message, because for me, it's like I love watching videos over reading. So maybe that's my preference, is just doing. Oh, sorry, I keep interrupting myself. I mean, I'm not sorry, because it needs to come out now. But how confirmations are super weird. I think I was talking about this and then it completely left. How to know when confirmations are crazy is whenever I was trying to decide which one to post on, either YouTube or TikTok, I wrote it down, I guess, or I confirmed it maybe with my higher self or with somebody, right? Um, I don't know if airplanes or helicopters are significant for anybody, but anytime I'm out here meditating, I see like a crazy amount of airplanes and helicopters everywhere. So if that's confirmation for you, maybe that's confirmation for me at some point too. But I would see, so I wrote down if I see carrots, and specifically like an orange carrot, like a normal carrot, I will know that I'm gonna post on YouTube. And I think the other one was like like a different color carrot or a different vegetable or something. And I said, well, if I see this, then I'm gonna know that, okay, I'm gonna post on TikTok. Because I just can't do both. It's not possible. Like, me being out here meditating and getting like just resting and being present with myself and being so happy with who I am right now and like letting go of all of these harsh emotions, it's just too much to be doing both. So I want to know which one I should be putting that extra amount of energy I can into it. And I kept getting these readings on my For You page on YouTube, and they would put something out and they'd be like, oh, look, a carrot. And I'd be like, I'd look around and be like, is this for me or is this just a coincidence? I don't know why, but if 7-Eleven is a confirmation number for you, it's a confirmation number for me too. So I just saw 2711, so I just wanted to. That's what I was saying. Um, God damn it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's so weird how confirmations come in where it's just like an orange carrot. And then I was looking around and I was like, maybe that was just a coincidence. So I just kept going, and then literally I want to say like the next one that I saw, or like the one I saw the next day, a different person, they were like, look, a carrot. And I literally just saw, I think it was the tax collector, and he said something about a carrot. If you've seen the movie, then you know. I'm not gonna explain it, but he said something about a carrot, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a weird confirmation. Okay, I'm taking it. I'm taking it, and I'm gonna be posting on YouTube. But what? I kept trying to get these confirmations, like, but what? But what? But what? And I never got any answers. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I did get answers, but they were just not what I wanted. Maybe. I've been seeing a lot of cardinals, and so I have this like huge tree in my backyard. I have 3 huge trees actually in my backyard. And there was one day I was out here meditating, and this whole tree got filled with nothing but crows. Like, I opened my eyes and I was like, what is going on? There was like, it looked like like, because right now we're going through spring, so nothing has grown yet. Well, I guess it's not officially spring yet. Because it's March 5th today. But everything hasn't grown yet, so the trees back here are completely bare. So whenever I opened my eyes, it was like a black tree, because that's how many crows were on it. And I don't even think, I was like, I just want to absorb this moment before I can even take a picture. And I don't remember if I took a picture or not, because I'm still in awe of how that even happened. So if crows are confirmation for you, we have confirmation, I guess. Um, And if red is a confirmation color for you, then I'm seeing red everywhere. Like I'm seeing red on my little like phone, and I'm seeing red, like a bright red um, cooler over here, and a bright red cooler here, and I'm also sitting on a bright cool red chair. So for some reason, it just came extremely obvious that there's a lot of red out here, and red in my eyes as well. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, was just like being getting ready to talk about woo woo stuff on here, because I used to just be like, I need the perfect message, and I need to look perfect, and I need to look like I'm well. When in reality, it's like, come on, I need to be honest with myself. Like, I feel like I've been to hell and back, but not like the type of hell that you're like described in the Bible, but it's just like really uncomfortable like feelings, and letting go of a lot of things that hurt a lot, and getting memories back from your childhood that you had repressed is horrifying, because then you think, wow, like I can't believe that happened in my childhood, and it seemed like I thought I had a normal childhood. um because I feel like once you say it out loud, people are like, that's not normal. And I'm just like, say that again, please? You said that wasn't normal? Hmm. Alright, so there's more shit I need to let go of. So then, like, I get told some of these things, and then I'm like, you know what? No one's gonna see me for a whole week, because this whole week I'm just going to just be letting go of a lot of shit. Like, that's why, like, I don't ever text anybody, I don't ever call anybody, I don't ever try to be on any type of social media. I try not to, but sometimes it's hard not to be on social media. But now that I'm like recording more of these videos, and like I'm probably going to like full time just try to meditate, and full time try to like post these videos whenever they feel like they resonate, or maybe a confirmation for anybody. um I'm probably gonna do it, because as weird as it sounds, I feel like feeling these types of emotions is my job. Even though, like, whenever I got that message, it sounded so weird. Like, what? Like, how could that be my job, to like move through these emotions, and how am I gonna get paid? Like, that's the real question. And so, for some reason, like, my hours at work have been completely cut to like 1 week. I mean, 1 week to 1 day a week, just super weird. But for some reason, like, it just felt necessary. Like, because even though I tried to get back on the schedule, it was just like a no. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to like be okay with this, even though like I have a lot of like inner feelings of having to be the like, I need to be providing for myself kind of feeling. Like, I don't need anyone else's help. Like, I shouldn't have to need it, I guess. I don't know. Super weird. If 333 has been a confirmation number for you, it's been a confirmation number for me, and it's been pretty crazy. The amount of angel numbers that I'm seeing is phenomenal. It's crazy how many angel numbers I've been seeing, because I've been seeing 11, 11, 222, 333, 444, 777, and then 888. And for some reason, my birthday, 8/15, 12, 12, 12, 10, 10, 10. Oh, one number that I actually saw before I came out here to record this video was 1, 2, 3, 4. And while I was meditating, I saw 2, 3, 4. So if that's a confirmation for you, then it's a confirmation for you. I think I'm going to try to grab one of the decks and see what comes out, see what wants to be said, but I won't be using my cards very much. I think I'm just going to be like really explaining to like what's been going on. Oh, and also one thing that I also wanted to explain was So I recently saw a video of Freya's where she was saying that, like, this is chapter one of your story, so like write write a story of who you actually want to be. And I was like, oh, that would be such a beautiful thing to do. And so I was writing this story, and I was like, making myself into a character of someone who I would want to be. And like I put like something in my mind that kept stopping me from making the story was like, well, what does she look like and what's her name? And so I put in a on the notes, like, we don't know what she looks like and we don't know her name yet, but we do know of her, right? So I was saying, she's creative, she's passionate, she's joyful, she is optimistic, she's strong, she's independent, she's powerful. And I was writing all of these things down, and I was like, wait, if I'm making a character based on my, oh, I just saw 555, um, if I'm writing this like information down, right, of myself, then that's what I think about myself. And I think I had to like stop for a second and be like, so this is who I am. Like, I am all of the things that I want to be already. Like, I am her already. Like, I can step into that anytime that I want. Like, if I want to be confident, then I can just step into that. Like, I'm already confident. And for the longest time, like, growing up in this, like, toxic, like, very toxic, like, I guess, like, family is thinking that men were higher than women, like, and rankings. Sounds so weird to say that, but like, to say it as an adult, as a kid, you're like, well, I guess everyone's family is like this. Like, the men in your family are more powerful and more important than the women in your family. But I feel like if I would have said that out loud, they would have been like, no, that's not correct. But I, you don't ever really question your parents, or they don't ever let you question them. I don't know if you can hear that airplane, but that may be a confirmation for somebody. I don't know if you can hear me with it going through, and I can't stop the video to see what it sounds like either. Oh yeah, I did say I wanted to get one of the decks, and I was talking about something, but it had completely slipped my mind. Um, oh, I found this little rock outside, and look how beautiful, like, it had just been, like, perfect for my thumb. Well, perfect for my thumb like this. So I've been using it as a worry stone because I use my nails as stimming for my nervousness. Even though I'm just like, what am I even nervous about? Like, the universe literally takes care of me all of the time. Sometimes sometimes I delay some stuff without even knowing, I guess. I'm starting to realize that, man, I may have been delaying some of my blessings without even knowing or realizing it. And I'm having to take responsibility and forgive myself for a lot. That I have been, like, holding myself back a lot. And now I'm able to just be like, so my angels, you were not the ones holding me back. I was holding myself back. I apologize. You know. But these days have been so wonderful. Like, extremely wonderful. Like, extremely, such a freaking blessing to be alive these past few days. And whenever I say that, like, it was hard, I didn't even understand why people even felt this way. I'm being completely honest that, like, for the first, like, I don't know, like, 23, 24 years of my life, I had been like, how are people, like, even happy to be here, happy to be human, and happy to be in a system of you have to work hard in order to get good things? Like, that's what my mentality was, is you have to work hard on something you don't like in order to get good things. Not like, because I work hard in my meditations, but I love doing it, and I could do it for hours, I could do it for days. And I remember whenever I heard that like some of the masters would do that for days on end, I would be like, oh my, like, well, how could they ever do that? Like, I can't even meditate for 5 minutes without thinking of something, right? But in order to start meditating for hours on end, I had to let go of a lot of stuff. I had to let go of a lot of judgment because there was so much stuff that was coming into my head, right? And all I had to do was listen to it and, like, here, let me drink some water and then let me explain this really woo woo shit that I'm about to say. So whenever I meditate into my heart space. And my heart space is like this beautiful garden, and it's this beautiful, beautiful, big, giant, like treehouse, huge, giant treehouse. Like, if you can make a treehouse into a mansion, that's what my heart space would look like. So anytime I meditate, I go into my heart space, and it has this beautiful, beautiful living room in it with like all of these beautiful walls and all of I mean windows, all of these beautiful windows that let sunlight in because it's always sunny in my heart space, always sunny in my heart space, and it's always this beautiful weather in my heart space, like so beautiful that it feels so amazing to be there, and there's magic everywhere. So I go into my heart space, and it's this beautiful living room with these two like couches that are facing each other. I guess like single little chair couches, I guess, that are like they're white, and it's like this beautiful white room, but it can turn any color that it needs to be, if that makes sense. So like if I need like some more healing, it turns into like this beautiful, like, I want to say like greenish blue color. All of this room, that's what it turns into. But for the most part, it's like this like white room with like so much beautiful art everywhere, and like such a beautiful like feeling to be in here. And well, it's not like, so now that I think about it, I wouldn't say it's like a white walls. I would say it's mainly like, because I was thinking about it as an actual house, but now thinking about it as a tree house because that's what it is. It's like this, I guess, yeah, this wood texture. Because I was sitting here and I was like, that doesn't really make sense on like what I feel whenever I go into that meditative zone. But now I'm thinking like, well, now I see why the room color never really made sense to me, and why it was like, no, it has to look different. But the energy in the room literally changes. I just saw a bird fly by. I've been seeing so many birds. Oh, so many birds. If I told you how like, oh, there's a bird, I would never finish this video. But this heart space is like two chairs sitting like facing each other, and this like the feeling that you get in this heart space is like you instantly walk in and you feel loved. Like, have you ever like been to like maybe a friend's house or a family member's house or anyone else's house besides yours and felt like you were home, like this was your second home? Like, I feel safe and I feel like I'm taken care of in this house, even though you know it's not like really your permanent house, but it's a house you can go to feel safe. If that makes sense. Because I never felt safe at my house, so maybe I get that reference a little bit more. But maybe you get it too. And then 44:44 on the clock while I'm saying that. But that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like you're just home, and like any emotion that comes through my heart space feels extremely loved and heard and like felt. So that's exactly what it feels like for an emotion to come in. So I don't hold on to emotions. That's why it's so easy for me to feel them, because they're just visitors for me. Like that has been like ever since I was a kid, that has been, emotions have flowed through me perfectly. And I do want to say that it did stop for a while. I felt unsafe to feel my feelings as like a teenager, young adult. But then now I'm starting to feel them perfectly fine again. Like when I feel like crying, I just cry. I don't really care anymore. Like my crying should not affect your reality. Let me cry. These tears are happy tears because I'm finally letting go of things that I've been holding on to all of my life. Like I'm finally letting go of these things. That's why I'm so happy that whenever I get sad and I want to cry, like I don't want to say that I love being triggered, but I do love learning about my triggers and like learning like, oh well, this is a new trigger. I've never felt this one before. Let's feel it and let's let it go. So it's like inviting these emotions in and just being like, sit down, have a coffee with me, let's talk, let's feel it, and then let's just flow out of here. So I feel like my heart space is right here, but then what's underneath? I think it's your sacral, right? Or is it your solar plexus? I think it's your solar plexus. So then I see like my solar plexus as like this beautiful waterfall. So like after the emotions are felt in the heart space, then they're let go through the waterfall. So then that solar plexus is just letting it all beautifully go. And the way that I got these confirmations is through Jennifer Hawkyard. So if you've ever read um, Kyle Gray's like Angels Are With You books or Angel Numbers or seen any of his oracle decks, she's the artist for most of his oracle decks. And then she's just a great artist in general. Like she did a channeled artwork for me for free because I reached out to her and I was like, I've been getting this huge message that I need to get a channeled artwork from you and connect with you, but I just don't have the funds. And she was like, you know what? That's okay. I give out free channeled artworks whenever I can, and I'm so glad and so blessed to be able to give that to you. And I was like, all I had to do was ask. Literally, all I had to do to ask, and like, I've been wanting a channeled artwork from her for like 2 years, and I was like, so all I had to do this whole time. Well, maybe that was just the perfect timing, right? Maybe that was exactly what needed to happen. Um, because maybe if I would have done it earlier, it would have been a no. You never know. I'm keeping that up to the universe that everything happens in divine timing, and or maybe I wouldn't have been open to receiving the channeled artwork that I got, because I get this beautiful like divine like iridescent being like meditating, and the heart space. Oh my god, now that I think about it now, it's like hitting me. Like she's meditating, and then her heart space is like this huge giant tree with a heart right here in the middle of the tree. And it's just like there's this beautiful path that's in front of the tree. I guess maybe signifying that like letting go of these emotions is going to lead me to where I need to go. So there had been confirmations everywhere. But it's just so hard to realize, and like so hard to like let go of these things, like because anytime I would do this, I would feel so guilty. Like I need to be working a really hard job, or I need to be doing what everyone else is doing and working a job they don't even like. And now I'm realizing that like, why would I do that to myself when the universe is literally telling me that I don't have to do anything in order for blessings to come into our lives? Yeah, maybe this is just a confirmation for me as well. And just being like, be nicer to yourself. And even if these messages sound crazy, but they are confirmations to you, then take them as they resonate and use your discernment when we say these messages, because sometimes these messages are like really weird and not to be taken so logically. Sometimes take that as a discernment as well, because sometimes some of these messages are meant to even go deeper than you realize, and sometimes it's more surface level than we think. Another helicopter. So just use your discernment when watching these YouTube videos. Don't make something fit if it doesn't fit, like channeled messages and stuff. Like, if it just doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate. Even if it's a reader that you like listen to all the time, sometimes once in a while they're gonna have a message in there and you're just gonna be like, maybe, yeah, that's not for me, but let's continue and see if anything else resonates with me, you know? But then if you feel like that for the rest of the half of the video, then the only thing that was for you was the first half of the video and not the second half. So, you know, really trust your intuition when it says this message doesn't sit right with me. Maybe it's not for us. Like, really trust in that feeling of that's not for me. And bells may be very significant for you too. I've been hearing a lot of bells. I have a lot of, well, they're not mine, but they're our neighbors. Wind chimes. But and I have some wind chimes here, but they're like little bells, and they rarely ring. So because it's rarely strong enough, the wind has to be really really strong in order for you to hear the bells. So whenever I hear the bells, I take it as a big confirmation that I am saying the right thing. And it's not like you can't, you have to say, don't be pressured to say the right thing, because with these videos you'll slowly like see me get more like present with these videos and be able to like really give you these messages without like jumping everywhere, because I think I'm just trying to understand what I need to be doing and what resonates more with the collective, because what's happening to me is also happening to someone else. So I may be a mirror to somebody, so I may be helping somebody or feel that they're not crazy, and that this may be a confirmation. 5225. If you've been seeing a lot of mirrored numbers, that's also a sign too, because I saw 2772 today. So that's a second mirrored number I've seen. So, um, watch out for those angel numbers, mirrored numbers, cardinals. Cardinals have been a big confirmation for me. Doves, I see a lot of doves. I've been seeing yellow butterflies, if that's a confirmation. I've been hearing a lot of Disney songs, so it was like, we're breaking free, soaring, flying. You know, that one, and it's the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Whoa. And another one was, I gotta go my own way. What about us? What about everything we've been through? What about trust? What am I supposed to do? I gotta go, but I'll miss you. Oh my god, I fucking love that song so much. I love High School Musical songs. Like, they are literally my favorite. This message is literally, I saw 5353 right now. This message is so long. I hope that you're able to keep up with these. I'm gonna keep going and keep making these videos whenever I need to. I'm sending you so much love, and maybe one day I'll be able to focus a little bit more and do like these life experiences, and then also some of my oracle cards, because I have a lot of them and I love using them. So we'll see where everything goes. I'm sending you so much love, and I want to say, if this video kind of like, it's not that it necessarily needs to pop off, but like, if I see that these videos are doing well, then I guess maybe it'll be a confirmation for me that I'm stepping in the right direction. Literally, I saw 54:45 right now. Maybe that's a confirmation for me already. But yeah, just slowly trust yourself and don't be so hard on yourself if you don't trust yourself fully. It's okay. Because all of your life you were told not to trust yourself. So don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing the best you can. I'm doing the best I can. And you know what? That's all that we can do. Do your best every single day. And don't make assumptions. I think the Four Agreements, if you've already read it, then it's time to reread it again. If it's something you've never read, you need to read it 100%. The Four Agreements is something that I think everyone should read and literally live by, because it literally changed my life. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, not making assumptions is like maybe one of the biggest things in the world, is not making assumptions. Um, Mainly because like when we fill in blanks, we don't even understand like what misunderstanding that can happen. Literally 55-55. Maybe rainbows and bubbles, maybe a confirmation for you as well. I just got a something to say that. Um, but assumptions are like contracts that we give to other people. Like, we've written out this contract and we're just like, sign this contract, and you're telling me that you understand what I'm telling you, and like you sign their name for them, and then you're just like, look at this contract, and they're just like, I don't remember signing that, and then you'd be like, huh, guess I never told you, huh? And then there is that assumption that was made. So, and always speak your truth. Use your words wisely. Please use your words wisely. Be truthful. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with everyone around you. Be vulnerable if you want to feel safe. If you want to let go of your comfort zone, you're gonna have to find out what makes you uncomfortable and do it anyways. I wanted to look perfect in these videos, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna record this video no matter what I look like, no matter what noises are coming around. Maybe the setting that we need. Maybe the sun is that glow that I need. And Garfield may be a frequent visitor if it's cold, because he's the only sweater that I have that's light enough for this like heat wind. So you'll be seeing his face a lot. if it's cold every single time I do a message, or windy. Because Texas is weird. Texas is crazy. Texas weather is crazy. So if you're from Texas or know someone from Texas, maybe that's a confirmation. Take everything as a confirmation. I literally am so like, I forgot who said it, but I think it was Jadina. Jadina said it. She was like, it's delusional until it works. Or Natasha said that. It's delusional until it works. So I'm being delusional until it works. It's been working so far though. It's been like such a journey. So I'm like, why would I want to look presentable if the things that I'm saying that I'm going through should not be making me look presentable? Oh man. Okay, well, I love you. I'm gonna leave it at that, because I've been meditating out here for a really long time and my body is so tired, and I need to go inside and rest. And if it's time for your monthly cycle, you need to rest. Please rest, because you've been taught that is not draining, but it is draining as fuck. Being on your monthly cycle is draining, so draining. So be kind to yourself and be patient with yourself and love yourself. I'm sending you so much love, so much healing. Man, this world needs to heal a lot. But once we heal ourselves, we're gonna heal the world around us, I promise. The world's gonna change. There's gonna be a massive awakening. I just know it. I have a feeling there will be. And I'm so ready. And I'm gonna keep working so hard on myself until the world looks like I want it to look. I love you. Bye.